Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Six Nations, 5 takeaways from Scotland v France as Les Bleus edge closer to the Grand Slam following a 36-17 victory for France over Scotland in their Six Nations fixture. Here's a 5 takeaways from the match at Murrayfield. Clinical France take another step up 2 years ago. A revitalised Les Bleus faced Scotland hoping to continue their march towards a first Grand Slam since 2010, but they were shocked by Gregor Townsend's men. Mohamed Haouas had a brain fade when he was sent off for a punch, and it ultimately cost them the title. There was a sense that it was a little bit too early for a young French side, but this result, and certainly their efforts over the past few matches, suggests that they are starting to iron out a few of their rough edges. There were the magic touches that we have become accustomed to when watching Antoine Dupont et al., but it was how efficient and clinical they were which was most impressive. It is difficult to score tries at international level, particularly away to a good team like Scotland, but they made it look easy. It's hard to see past a France Grand Slam now. Late first half swing a vital moment. Scotland will be kicking themselves to have not gone into the break with their noses in front after a wonderful run in open play from Duhan van der Merwe did not end in 7 points. With only 3 minutes remaining in the opening period, the wing sliced through the French defence from deep inside his own half before a lovely bit of interplay led to Chris Harris being in possession. The centre opted to sling a long, speculative pass out to Stuart Hogg when the best course of action might have been to calmly use the overlap outside him and manufacture the score. Ultimately, full-back Hogg fumbled and France would go down the other end of the pitch and turn 12-10 into 19-10 going into the break. Who knows what might have happened if France were behind at the half. On such margins a test decided as Scotland fell away. Rory Darge, the heir to Hamish Watson Edinburgh flanker Watson, who unfortunately missed this clash due to COVID, still has plenty to give, but it is easy to forget that he is now the wrong side of 30. Darge, meanwhile, is a fresh-faced 22-year-old and, on the evidence of this performance, looks ready-made for Test rugby after an all-action display on his first start. Darge scored 1 try and carried well with ball in hand, but it is his breakdown work which is a significant strength. The Glasgow Warriors youngster made 3 turnovers and was the only one to really make an impact against the French power at the contact area. He was their only real shining light on a disappointing afternoon for Townsend's Chargers on Saturday. Gabin who? Yoram Moefana fills in well. One of the players of the first 2 rounds of the Six Nations was undoubtably Gabin Villiere, so there was pre-game talk about how much of a loss due to injury his absence would be. The answer was not very much indeed, as Moefana was outstanding for France, despite being out of position. The centre playing left wing is such a silky, yet powerful runner and caused Darcy Graham and Scotland numerous problems at Murrayfield, especially during the first half. With his ability to play in more than one position, Moefana is likely to be heavily involved in this French squad over the coming years, and being just 21 years of age, it should be a long and fruitful Test career for the Bordeaux Begles player. Villiere could return against Wales, but Moefana has pressed his case. Oh, on the other wing, Damian Penaud wasn't too bad either, was he? Another frustrating Six Nations for Scotland. After the elation of beating England, they have done what is known as doing a Scotland and not followed it up over the next 2 matches. This defeat was not necessarily a surprise. France are an exceptional side, but it does add to the pain after they succumbed to Wales in round 2. If they had overcome the Welsh at the Principality Stadium, they would still be in title contention despite what happened at Murrayfield on Saturday, but their chances are now effectively over. In fact, the Scots could now end with 3 defeats when they head to Dublin to face an outstanding Ireland side in the 5th encounter. And perhaps Italy may even fancy their chances when the 2 go head-to-head in Rome, but, irrespective of what happens in their last 2 games, they have not made the progress their supporters expected.